I promise I'm repping the O to the dead. Hey, oof, I told them out of my way. I don't got nothing to say. Now they can't run at my pace. Yeah, they know that we ain't the same. 402, we rap the game. I told them this ain't a game.
Yo. It's been a while. Hey, what is cracking? It's Fence Take with TB83. Hey, back to you for another show. So much to talk about in these past 2 weeks. My gosh, man, I miss you guys, man. What you guys been up to? Hey, shout out to everybody in the room so far. We got my man Samuel Rosa in this joint. We got Shake Money. We got Kenna Rankin. We got Clemente 3472. What's popping? Man, 5 in the room. Hit the like. Let's let people know we're on right now. I know people want to hear what the kid got to say. I know y'all want to hear it. I know y'all want to hear me tear up Tua Tagovailoa. I know y'all want to hear it. I know y'all want to hear me get after that ass, right? That's what y'all want to hear. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Objective always, right? I've always told you guys that I'm a fan. I want Tua to succeed. I want him to do well. If he does well, the Miami Dolphins do well. I felt like he was a good quarterback. I felt like he still is a good quarterback. Still a good quarterback. Right now, he's in concussion protocol. He just completely had a meltdown late in the game versus Green Bay. Just unacceptable. And we'll get into watching some of the film, breaking it down. And let's be real. Like you said, Kenna Rankin, let's really be real about this. And honestly, when I go back and look at it, Tua just terrible mistakes. And this is the thing in the NFL, right? In the NFL, if you lack in certain areas, you will get exposed. And that's what's starting to happen. And we're kind of seeing it firsthand before our eyes that he's lacking in certain areas. And he's had limitations. I've always felt like he was not going to be the guy who can throw the ball around the yard, throw it 30 plus times and win you a football game. There's just going to be too many mistakes in there to win you the football game. But if he has a good running game, if you're running the ball 20 plus times a game, he can manage, man. It's just he has limitations. He does. He does have limitations. He's a good quarterback. But sometimes guys get exposed, and that's what's happening right now. And it's going to be on Tua whether or not he barbecues or whether he mildews. And that's what it is at this point. Is barbecue or mildew? He's got to figure it out, man. And Mike McDaniels, he's got to figure it out too. Lot to talk about. I see we got 10 in the room. Hit the like on your way in. Hit the subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We got around 600 subscribers, working our way to 1,000. I appreciate all you guys coming through, man. We got, like I said, so much to talk about. This Tua meltdown, concussion protocol again. Like, come on, guys. Like, and this is my thing too. The best ability is availability. If you can't be available for your team, it's gonna be hard for us to like move forward with the guy. It becomes difficult. And guys, that's being real. I mean, if he can't be on the field, then he can't be our quarterback. We can't have a quarterback that's going to be out 4 to 5 games a year, because that's just not sustainable in the NFL. So, and we'll talk about options at quarterback. We'll talk about what we need to do. But man, I think Tua is a good quarterback. He has the ability to be good. He's played well at times. He's got to figure it out, man. And I don't know if it was the concussion in the second half or what, but the kid had, basically a meltdown in the fourth quarter. I felt like he played solid the first, 2.5 quarters, 3 quarters of football, and just made some bonehead mistakes, man. Miscommunications. There's a lot there. There's a lot to unpack. A lot to unpack, man. Samuel Rosa's first comment, he said Tua didn't wet the bed, and concussion protocol doesn't mean Tua has concussion. He is being tested to see if he has concussion or not. And no, Tua isn't done in Miami, even though ESPN wants Tua done. And I agree with you somewhat. Now, wet the bed, I think he did wet the bed. And let's talk about that. When you throw 3 picks in, 3 possessions, then that's wetting the bed to me. There's no excuse for it. No excuse for it at all. Right? As an NFL player, you learn from your mistakes, you get out there and you don't do the same thing again. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, you can't get fooled again. And if you do it a third time, something's wrong mentally. And that's like either you're just plumb dumb or like you're having something go on physically that is affecting you and affecting the way you play the game. So I agree with you to some extent. I know the come on, the naysayers, the Wolfpack, they want Tua to be done. Of course, they want to count the kid out. He's done. He'll never play again, et cetera, et cetera. I don't believe that, and I don't wish that on him either. But I'm just not sure moving forward, man. And it's okay to not be sure moving forward because, we're in a very particular position, like very peculiar situation where we got to kind of figure it out. Is he going to be the future, or are we moving on and doing something else? Right. And these are decisions that are going to come quick, probably in the offseason, especially if, we don't make the playoffs or if we end up getting bounced out early. These are going to be decisions that need to be made. That's the nature of the game. It's a business. The show must go on. One monkey don't stop no show. That's the saying, man. One monkey don't stop no show. You got to continue doing your thing. Samuel has another comment, or this is kind of continuation. He says, because of Tua and the Miami Dolphins were having success, they've been having it really interesting how all of a sudden people come out with titles like this. Your CB when Tua isn't even diagnosed with a concussion. Yeah, and I'm not saying he's done. I'm not saying he's done it all. I'm asking questions, right? Because I want to be objective. I want to talk to you guys about it. Is he done? Is he not going to be the dude moving forward? It's come on, guys. We got to have these conversations. It's time. It's time, especially with him being in concussion protocol and maybe not playing the last 2 games of the season, which are obviously the most important games of the season. So now we're back in a situation again where we're trying to figure out whether or not we're going to get into the playoffs. This game, there's no excuse. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. He's a big Dolphin fan. And there's no excuse for us not making the playoffs this year. Zero. Zip, zilch, none. Honestly, that's been the case the last 2 years. We should have made the playoffs the last 2 years. There was no excuses then, and there's definitely no excuses now. So however you want to paint it, we're in a situation where we're win and get in, and like we're not sure if we're going to have our starting quarterback. So that's not a good situation to be in. We really haven't been in this situation since the Matt Moore situation, where Matt Moore kind of carried us into the playoffs the last few games of the season. Ryan Tannehill was hurt. We ended up going into Pittsburgh and getting our butts kicked by Le'Veon Bell and the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs. So now we're kind of in that situation again where we might have a backup quarterback finishing out the season as a result of our quarterback being down, our starting quarterback, QB1. Now, continuing on, Samuel Rosa says, I had a concussion a few times and played football in high school. Thought I had a concussion and didn't I was a server, dehydrated, and needed to take tablets because we was seeing black spots. Yeah. So, I mean, I've been hit a couple of times too, where ring a bell and stuff like that. I get it. I get all of this. I'm telling you, I get all of it. I get the fact that it may not be a concussion. I get the fact that, hey, he may be back for this week's game, but we got to have these conversations about, damn, like this dude is in concussion protocol again. He had a meltdown in the fourth quarter through 3 picks, really cost us the game. And the thing I'm so annoyed about with this is that it just seems like he's not making the right plays. And we'll get into why I think he's not making the right plays. But it seems like he's being told to throw to areas, and he's just throwing to areas. He's not even looking at who's there. He's not diagnosing who's in the vicinity. He's just still throwing the ball. And you can't do that in today's NFL. If you can't look where guys are going to be post-snap and see him and not make the adjustment and not make the throw, then shit, you aren't going to be a good NFL quarterback. That's just the nature of the game. Like, let's be real about it. If you go out there and throw to a spot, my son can go out there and I can tell him to throw to a spot every time. But the real QB, the NFL QB, comes in when that linebacker is sitting in that spot where you expect it to throw. You got to come off that. You got to find somebody else and make a throw in time with somebody breathing down your neck. That's the difference. So that's something we got to talk about. Shake Money's good. What's good, Shake? My man shaking his joint. He says, what's good, everyone? Throw them fins up. What's cracking, my dog? Kenna Rankin in his joint. He says Tua is done. Is Tua done? Is he? I don't know. Not looking good, man. Not looking good. Y'all keep on thinking Tua is the face of the NFL. I don't know why y'all do, but they're going to sit him down. I don't know. They may. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, there's no telling. It's his body. He's gonna make the decisions. We'll see. Clemente 3472 says, "What happened? What's going on? What's up, man? Let me catch up a little bit." Danny Aguayo in here. He says, "Time to retire." Tua. He has a family. Time to call it. Man, that's a tough decision too, man. Really tough decision. Dante Jenkins in here. He says he's just a trash in a bag. Just a trash in the bag. Is that what you mean? Let's go Niners. My homie Brock Purdy joined Dan Marino as the only QB since 1950 with at least 2 touchdowns passing and a passer rating of at least 100% in each of his first 3 career starts. He's been waiting to talk about Dan and one of his quarterbacks for so long. This man is a big Miami Dolphins fan and a big San Francisco Niners fan as well. Big. Omar Castro say rats off of shit. Nah, we not rats off of shit, man. We're just trying to figure it out, man. We don't know what we got into because concussion protocol, 3 picks in the 4th. Bro, it's tough. Like, let's be real, guys. It's tough to call it. And being completely honest with you, I felt like he made some plays in that game. He made some good plays in that game. Definitely made some good plays. But those 3, and that's the thing about humans, right? And we got 20 in the room. Hit the like for me on your way in. I appreciate it. Cap is in this joint. Mr. Miami's in this joint. So this is the human brain for you guys. I want you guys to consider this, right? So it's my understanding from a psychology standpoint that humans are just very how do we say this? Like we pay attention to the negative more than we pay attention to the positive. So it kind of takes 5 positive things to negate 1 negative thing. Right? So it takes 5 great throws from Tua, 5 great plays to negate 1 negative play. Now, those picks are very monumental points of the game. They're turnovers. They affect the game. So when you throw 3 picks in the fourth quarter and you really haven't done much positive, there's going to be a lot of ridicule, a lot of people saying, "Hey, you just didn't play well down the stretch. Which you didn't. You didn't play well down the stretch. Not well enough for us to win the game." So you got to understand it, and that's how people are going to be. People are seeing him for what he is right now, and I understand Tua has done great things throughout the season, but right now he's just not playing. He's not being consistent, and that's what he lacks, and that's what the big problem is, man. Is that he's not playing consistent, man. He's got to play good for 4 quarters. If you're not playing fundamental football for 4 quarters, then you're struggling. You're struggling. And we're gonna get into talking about. We're gonna watch the film a little bit. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna open up the panel. I want to hear some people what they got to say about it. Be objective. Be critical. Be whatever you want to be. Wolfpack's welcomed. I'm not off the ship with Tua. I don't know. He's got 2 games to figure it out for me. And I was going to give him this season anyways. I had no choice. So he's got 2 games. He either comes back and plays well, wins the games for us, helps us win, contributes to the wins, or if he doesn't play, we got to be looking for another quarterback. It just is what it is. I can't go into next season with him not playing the rest of the season, even if Teddy Bridgewater, Skylar Thompson take us into the playoffs. I can't go in with him not playing the last 2 games. Even if he comes out and plays lights out in the playoffs, comes out and, wins us 1 or 2 playoff games, I'm still going to be looking around kind of crazy. Like this, I am, because we can't have a quarterback who's going to be down 5 to 6 games a season. It's just, we're never going to, that's not sustainable in the NFL. Not sustainable, guys. So we gotta understand that. Kenny Rankin says 3 concussions in 1 year. Got to be father to your kids at this point. Kids is gonna need him more than this team, and I agree with that. But man, I don't think Tua's thinking about that. Man, he does have a son, I think. But I think he's focused on he's trying to have a professional career as a football player. For sure. Mr. Miami 305 in his joint. What's up, Mr. Miami? That's the homie. Miami Dolphin for life since 1988. Win or lose, tie, still riding with the Fins. 305 till I die. And I'm with you, bro. I'm still riding with the Fins, too. We need these last 2. We'll figure it out, man. We'll figure it out. CB83, it's not over, bro. We got to believe now more than ever. And I'm with you, Cap. I'd like to believe. And I'm a root for Teddy and Skylar, whoever back there, the same way I root for Tua. It's just, man, we know we have a better shot with Tua when he's healthy and when he's playing well. But we'll see, man. Defense is gonna have to step up too, and that's a whole nother question. That's a whole nother conversation, really. Whole nother conversation. My question to you is: has Tua hit his ceiling? Has he hit his ceiling? Man, good question. It's hard to tell. It's hard to say, and it's hard to say because he hasn't been consistent with playing, like with being available. So if he was available for all the games, and we saw this inconsistent play constantly, then maybe. But I'm not sure, man. And it's hard for me to say he's hit a ceiling. It's the first year for him in the system. First year under Mike McDaniel. I don't know. Will he get a second year with Mike McDaniel? That's the question. Like, I'm kind of looking at, like, I'm not sure if he gets a second year right now because he hasn't been available. And I'm sure Mike McDaniel's frustrated. I'm sure everybody's a little bit frustrated with how these last, 4 games have been. It's been a nightmare. Really a nightmare. And I thought early on in the game we came out and played well, but man, cannot finish, man. Just cannot finish. Clemente says Tua spot throwing. It's difficult for him to make post snap reads whenever a play breaks down. We usually see his worst, and I agree with that. Now he did make some plays when the play broke down and made a couple throws here or there, like the Waddle throw on third and long. Couple plays he made down the field. He's getting better at that, but he's still killing me with holding on to the ball, fumbling the ball all over the place. It just becomes a little. It does. The percentages go down when there's more time in the pocket. Percentages are going down because he's not great at being off platform and just making plays that you see other quarterbacks make. He's just not good at doing it. And we'll get into the details of that. Shaq fans, what's good with you, man? What's good? Cap says Skylar and Teddy time, all hands on deck. Yeah, I'm with you, man. Whoever's in there is in there, man. Shaq fan says, when would it become okay in our society to make life decisions for other folks? The agenda to get him to retire at the least is disrespectful. I agree with that too. That's not my call, man. That's somebody else's call. That's his call. That's his family's call. They'll figure that out. Jamie Satterfield says Tua time is over. It's over. Okay, I hear you. It's not about today. Tua needs to think about his future. I'm sure, guys, Tua's thinking about that. You don't have to tell another grown man about his future. And you don't have to tell another grown man to think about his family. Like, come on. He has a family to feed, right? So if he's not playing football, then he's not feeding his family. So I understand what y'all are saying, but shit, the man got a professional career he's trying to continue as well. So moving on down, Samoan Warrior, what's good? He says, hate to say it, but Teddy probably win 2-4. Last games played, Tua bad, real bad. Hope he turns things around. Okay. Maybe Teddy does win some games. I partly agree with that. I don't think Teddy's a bad quarterback. I'm not sure about Skylar yet because I'm just not there with him. Just not there with Skylar yet, but Teddy for sure. Teddy could win us some games. If he just gets into a rhythm, gets reps with the starters, I feel like Teddy is good enough on this team with Tyreek, with Waddle, to make the throws. And honestly, I think Teddy can make some throws that Tua can't, like down the field. I think, and we'll get into talking about that in the film. I don't think Tua's the best guy at making throws down the field. And I've said this even when I watch film. I criticize him because it's just not always the best throws. And like we'll get into talking about the Tyreek Hill throw on the go route. Like put the ball out there. It should be further out. And I'm sure he knows that, man. I'm watching film and stuff like that. And Yep says availability is what makes you a franchise quarterback. That's important, man. That is important. Cap says CB83, if the organization has given up on him and doesn't want him to play next remaining 2 games, why the hell would we want him to be the starter next season with a 2-year window and injury prone? Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. If he doesn't play the next 2 games and he doesn't play if we make the playoffs, then he's most likely not going to be a Miami Dolphin next year. Or if he is, he may be a backup quarterback in that backup role. That could be the case. Cruz Ruiz, what's good? Cruz, big time. What's up with you, bro? How you feeling? Anthony Manzano's in this joint. CB83, I got a conversation before the Packers game telling people I was worried about our young quarterback was going to freeze up, perform against Aaron in the fourth quarter, and he didn't. And honestly, that joint, that freeze up in the fourth was like watching Tiger on the 17th, 18th hole play good golf, and then watching like Rory McIlroy just shit down his leg or piss down his leg, bro. That's honestly what it felt like. It's like Aaron Rodgers making all the plays late and Rory McIlroy, the young guys, just kind of fumbling the ball and not able to make putts and not able to make the shots, man. And that's honestly what it felt like down the stretch. And it's tough, man. And that's part of the game. That's part of the NFL. You got to learn to make those plays, man. You got to learn to make those plays when you need to. Kane's in his joint. Yo, what's good? CB83 and everyone in the chat. What's good? Danny Aguayo, Skylar Time, Shaq Fins, JC. Tua's made millions in only a short few years, more than I've made in the last 20 years of full-time work, overtime every week. Tua can feed his family, retire, do Miami a solid. So you gonna retire that man? You gonna retire him? Stop it, JC. Let the man make it. Let the man make a decision on his own. He said, "Damn, we was wrong about Tua." What was we wrong about? Like what? I mean, I want to know what we was wrong about. But let's get into the film, man. Let's see how wrong we were about Tua. And this is not long too. This is just every Tua drop back. This is a video from my guy Jay House, who does these videos. Let me go ahead and get this right real quick. Like I said, we got 30 in the room right now. Hit the like, hit the subscribe for your boy ZB Mano in here, Anthony Manzano, Money Mitch, all that. Oh, he said wrong about him being a franchise quarterback. Yeah, I mean, if you can't be on the field, you can't be that guy. I'm sorry. If you're not on the field, you cannot be that guy. So let's go ahead and do this. We got the window up. So let's get into it. And this is every Tua drop back. And I'm going to try to go through this pretty quick. I want to be able to see the picks at the end and analyze those. Let me turn this volume off. There you go. So this is first play of the game. A bat down. That was to our guy in the flats. I think that was Engel. Yeah, it looks like Engel. So bat down there. Next play, next throw. These are only the throws, guys. This was a good throw to Tyreek in a window. And this is with a guy bearing down on him. Not good protection. He gets stuck pretty hard. And he's able to complete that throw. And look at how many people are around Tyreek at this point. And Tyreek's just kind of sitting in the window. Running to a space, sitting in the window. It's a good play. That's really the only thing open. Maybe you could have threw it to the guy in the flat, the running back. That's another option, but definitely the better throw, to the Tyreek throw. Here we got another one. And this is the ball I don't like. And this is I just don't like these from Tua because I feel like he's trying to aim the ball. Like here, you just gotta throw it to the back of the end zone and have Tyreek run the ball down. Like throw the ball and let it go. This ball should probably be thrown somewhere in the end zone and let him just run it down. Like let him run it down. He throws it short, so the ball gets to about the 5-yard line. The ball should definitely be in the end zone, right? There's no way the safety is getting over here, and this is my problem with Tua and some of the throws he makes down the field. He's just doing too much aiming, guys. Just way too much aiming. Like that throw should be at least on the pylon. At the least. At the least, it needs to be on the pylon. Right now, that throw is landing on the 5-yard line. That's just not a good throw. It's not a good play downfield. It doesn't give your guy an opportunity to go get the ball. It doesn't. And you're not telling me this guy can't outrun, Tyreek can't outrun this guy because he's much faster than him. So you got to give him an opportunity. And this is where I think Teddy can be better than Tua on plays like this. Teddy's just going to let the ball go. He's going to let the ball go because he's not focused on aiming it or getting it to him perfectly. He's just going to let it rip, and Tyreek is going to have to walk it down. So that's a play I don't like from Tua. Just not a good throw there. Not a good throw at all. All right, so here we go. Next series. This is another good throw, and this is my thing with Tua too. He's kind of flicking the ball a little bit off his back foot. Really not great mechanics. right? He has a guy bearing down on him, but and this is what I want you guys to understand, like that you can get away with this stuff sometimes, right? Making throws like that. Hit him in stride, which he rarely does, and that was a great throw. Great job by Tyreek blocking. But you got to be consistent with your mechanics, man. You can't be off your back foot, throwing it, backing away. You got to kind of be, step up, step into it, and put it on them. I thought it was a good ball, but you're going to start putting yourself in a bind. You are. You're going to start putting yourself in a bind. Let me rewind this back real quick. All right, so this is like an RPO. Bam. Hit him in the window. Good throw, good catch. And this is my thing, too. He's a rhythm guy. I mean, making these rhythm plays it's easy for him. It comes natural. It comes very natural. But when somebody's covering that, like sometimes he would still throw that. And that's what bothers me about it. Like if somebody's in that window, still gonna throw it. Sometimes you got to read the defense and just not make those plays. I thought this was a good play. Being able to pull the ball down, escape one, pull the ball down, and then get some positive yardage. I like that. That's a good play. And so far in the game, he's been good. He hasn't been bad. Connor Williams high snap. Got to be better in situations like this. Connor Williams kind of struggled a little bit. But that's going to happen, man. You got to just get on the ball and play another down. So this is it. And this is it right here, right? This is what I'm talking about. And this is what you really can't see it from the wide view. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, no matter what's going on, he's still throwing the ball. He's not even like looking over there to see what's happening. And honestly, that's a Mike McDaniel thing. And I don't know if Tua is limited or not, but I'm pretty sure Mike McDaniels is telling him, hey, I want you to go here with the football. Like this play, you're going here with the football. But he's just throwing it to a spot. He's not even looking to see what's going on. I understand Gesicki's supposed to make that block. But it's just tight there. There's not a lot there. Not a lot there. This is a good throw. And I think there was a penalty on this play. Or no, maybe there wasn't. Really good throw in a window, between the safety, between the corner. But see, like this is my thing. Like Tua is just a little jittery. Like he is a little jittery, guys. Like look at the way he's backing out of the pocket. It's a good throw. It's just a little jittery, man. That's a good play. Let it go. And I thought this was a good ball. I thought he could have put it out there more too, but it's a good ball. He caught it. He put it on him. But I'm not telling you there's not a better throw here, because there is. I mean, that's just keeping it real with you. There's definitely a better throw. Tyreek catches it. Now let me just rewind it back a little bit. Hold up. Now, I think so. This is my thing on this play. On this play, I feel like this ball can be in the end zone closer to where the logo is, right? Tua's ball placement is always to kind of put it on the guy instead of leading the guy down the field. I I feel like the better quarterbacks, the greats, they lead the guy into the area. So if you throw that ball to the logo, to the bottom of the logo, the Dolphins logo there, it's in the end zone, it's a touchdown. Guys, and this is not a touchdown. This is him getting stopped at the 1 yard line. So, and then it takes away from his stats, it takes away from Tyreek's stats. I get it. We still end up getting a touchdown, but the better play is putting this ball in the end zone, putting it in the end zone away from the defenders to where Tyreek can get in and score a touchdown. And you can't tell me there's not a better throw there, because there clearly is. There clearly is a better throw. Good job stepping up in the pocket, though, letting it go down the field. You don't get a lot of shots like this, but and I want to show you guys something real quick on this view. If he throws it a little bit over here in the end zone more, and Tyreek is gauging the ball right now. He already knows where the ball is. He knows how far he has to run. This guy's going to catch up to him. This guy's going to catch up to him. But Tyreek can clearly outrun these guys to that D on the Dolphins if he wanted to. Clearly could outrun them. Clearly could come across here and hit them in this window next to the logo. Could clearly outrun him, but Tua just he's kind of underthrowing it, and Tua doesn't have a strong arm, guys. He just doesn't have that type of arm that's going to put that ball out there. I mean, I haven't seen it yet. So that's another opportunity, another throw he could have made that would have been a better throw. Now this is a good pass here, and this is another slant play in rhythm, right? Tua's in rhythm, catches the ball, sees the slant, puts it in the window. Good play, good throw, good catch. Now this is the sack here. Come back. And this is part of the problem too. Like when his guy isn't there, he sees he's not there. Right? He should have been looking here to Tyreek, because Tyreek was open in the middle of the field. He should have just flicked it to Tyreek, and that would have been probably would have been a touchdown. But he didn't see him. Clearly he didn't see him. And I was looking at this live. He didn't see him. He didn't know he was coming across. But see, that's my thing too. It's like, bro, you got to know who's on the field, who's doing what at all times. You're the quarterback. The quarterback's responsibility is to know where everybody will be, where everybody is. He should have saw this. He should have saw Tyreek in the middle of the field, made the play to him. Right now, he's got enough time. He's got enough time, but he doesn't even know where he's at because he's only looking at the left side of the field. So these are just plays where he needs to be better. He needs to be better, man. You got to know where your guys are. You got to know the plays you need to make. This was a good throw. Good catch by Sherfield. Good throw, good catch. We end up getting the first down and saving it. Right? But guys, we just had too many field goals down here too. Like this game should have been won in the first half. And this is another problem with the offense and the way it's functioning right now. It's just too many field goals. Like you should have been scoring touchdowns down here. Right here, you let the ball go. Let it go. Let it go. Like, I don't know what he's waiting on. Let me rewind it, or actually fast forward it. It's not this play, it's the next play. So this was a good pass to Sherfield over the middle, saves the first down. This right here, let it go. Let it go right now to the guy on the outside up top. Throw it to him, give it to him. I don't know who you're looking for. Maybe you're looking for Tyreek. He's got two guys in the middle. You could have stuck it in there. You could have stuck it in there to Tyreek. But now he's off. And that's you got to make, and that's a bad play at the end of this play. Fumbling the ball. Can't do that, man. That's careless with the football. You can't do that. But when you pause this here, right there, that's when you throw it to Tyreek, anticipate him, give it to him. Or you could have threw to the guy on the out route. Maybe you're looking for Tyreek to clear across him, but still, you got to find a way to get it out quicker. At least give your guy a chance. I mean, when we go back to it and look at this in the wide view, right? So when we go look at the wide view, you got to, he's one-on-one, man. Right there, one-on-one with this guy. Give him the ball now and give him the opportunity to make one miss, right? It's one-on-one. All you got to do is give your guy an opportunity, give him the ball. He can catch it. Maybe he runs the guy over, stiffs arm him, gets in the end zone. You can't take sacks down here, especially on like third downs. Like, you got to, come on, you got to make plays right here, man. And we end up settling for a field goal, right? That's just not good quarterback play. Like, come on, like it don't matter if Tyreek wasn't looking or not, bro. You gotta throw the ball or throw the ball to the guy up top who is looking. It's just not a good play, guys. Let's be real about it. Gotta make the plays that you need to make. And then we just get into situations like this where we're just throwing these screen passes. None of our screens have really been effective all season. The wide receiver blocking up here is terrible. Just don't block a soul. That's Waddle. And they're reading it before. I mean, and it's hard for Waddle, man. I mean, these guys reading the play before they already know where Tua's going. Wherever he's looking, he's going to the ball for most likely. It's a new drive. Making a play happen right here. Just pressure on him. Let's see. Is anything open? Nah, there's really nothing open. It looks like Waddle's coming open in the middle right now, but 29 was running right at him. Shovel pass to Smythe. Just gets it off to him. I mean, he is getting better with the off-platform stuff and making adjustments, but still got to be a little bit better. Still got to be better. Shout out to Josh House for this video, man. This is cool. He does the cut ups. Y'all go follow him on YouTube, man. And I thought this was a good play off platform, trying to make a play down the field. Eyes are still up. Empty formation, 5 wide receivers. You know you don't got a lot of protection time. You got to make a play. Gives it to the guy, throws it back to him. I thought this was a good play for Tua. Yep, so that was just short of the first down, and then we end up getting the first down. I think we run that. Another opportunity. This was a great throw. Like, the kid made some good throws in the game. Like, I thought this was actually to Smythe, and then it ends up being for Waddle over the top, puts it to him in stride. I mean, it don't get no better than that. And this is my thing. Like, it was really the tale of like 2 halves or 3 quarters. I mean, this is a play off platform play. Smythe is getting beat. It's got to be better in situations like that. It's tough. Take the sack or figure out a way to get the ball out. So looking at the protection, this is like basically like a run blocking protection, sprint protection, almost trying to make it look like his run. And that's the thing with protections like this. You're doing too much zone blocking that guys kind of squeeze through the windows. If you're doing man blocking, you know who you got. You're not letting them go. But when you're doing zone blocking, it comes back to bite you in the ass sometimes because you're going to an area. Sometimes guys are slanting and doing stuff like that. So as a result of it, you get guys just kind of running through the wall. And that's what sucks about that zone blocking protection. And this is man blocking protection, but we just getting beat like a drum. And I think this was on this one. Who was this? Armstead get beat? Man, just a terrible play. I don't know what they're thinking. Jeff Wilson Jr., I don't know what he's thinking, but he's bad on this. Man, that's rough. Like you don't have time to do anything. It's a throwaway. It's a throwaway. Real quick, hey, just to reset for a second. Shout out to everybody in the room. We have about 23 in the room right now. Mr. Ball Game's in here. Yeah, Mr. Ball Game says the shovel pass plays when he banged his head up. Yeah. Yeah. So let's continue on with this. 23 in the room. Hit the like on your way in. Subscribe. Appreciate you coming through. Let's go back to this right here. So you're looking at a formation. So you got 3 receivers set. You got a tight end type, fullback type, and then you got a running back. 5 linemen. Tyreek's going to cross the formation like he's running that wheel route. We run this concept a lot. See, and this is my thing. My thing with this is that when you guys run this a lot. They run this a lot. They run this concept a lot. The spacing is bad. Tyreek's kind of trailing right behind Waddle. Tyreek doesn't make a play on the ball, which I thought, even if it's high, like just jump and get it, like touch it at least so it just doesn't, go over your head. I know it's high, but try to make a play on the ball. But the spacing here is just not the best. They're in the same area. I'd like to see a guy on the outside and a guy on the inside. Just not a good play, man. Just not a good play. I feel like the routes aren't the best. I feel like the spacing is bad. And you got 2 guys in the same area. You got really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even a 6 guy in the area for 2 guys. So if you got 6 guys in the area for 2 guys, you got a guy down here probably that's freed up. And let's look at what we got down on the bottom. All these guys are blocking. Just not a good play. Not a good play, not good spacing. I like to see a better concept there. Run the wheel, man. Like just run the wheel. Like, why not just run the wheel? I don't get it. I don't see why we're not doing it. You get a chance to get your guy outside instead of going inside. Green Bay's doing a good job of getting hands on the receiver, not letting him go exactly to where he wants to go. I would have rather him went outside and just run the wheel and force the defense to make a play. Like, make them dudes run. Like, force them dudes to run. If Tyreek runs a wheel route right here instead of running this little wheel post, wheel slant, it just is it's much better spacing. We have a guy out here. It gives us an opportunity. Maybe this guy runs towards Tyreek. It just gives us better play. Better play. Yeah, and honestly, you said it. There's 6 guys in that play, 6 defenders all on the left hash, and 2 are not looking to his right. The play it's meant for him to go to the left. I mean, there's nothing on the right for him. So there's no reason for him to even look right on this play. Like, when you look at it, he doesn't even have a route on this bottom half. This guy is blocking. The running back did the fake. There's nobody there. There's nobody to throw to, even if he wanted to throw the ball down here. There's nobody to throw to. Like, this is my play. This is my problem with the play, is that you got to give him another option on the other side of the field, right? Give him another option. Once that happens and 29 sees he's staying in the blocking. He's going to run over there too. Everybody's running that way because he's like, damn, they ain't got nobody over here. Let me go help these guys. Like if Tua would have held, if Mike McDaniel sees this up top and sees the way these guys are playing it, he should be making the adjustments. Hey, I need to run a guy out this way. I need to, use the entire field. He's not using the entire field, man. He's only using sections of the field at a time. And that's my problem with some of these play calls. It's too one-dimensional, man. It's too one-dimensional. It's not giving guys real opportunities. It's just a bad play. Bad play by Tua. Bad routes. I don't like the routes. It's another play. Steps up. Makes a throw. I thought this was a good play. And Tua doesn't do this very well. Like, let's be real about it. He's not a guy who's going to pull the ball down, take a few steps up, make a throw on the run. So this is something he's getting a little bit better at, for sure. Because we've seen him struggle on throws like that all season, and even easier throws. Play action, steps up, makes a throw. Good ball, good catch. This is after the first pick. It's a good throw here. Puts it on him in the middle of the field. First down. And really, this is the only thing that's open. Only thing that's open. So that's a first down there. Puts it away from the defender. This was a tight window. Guys playing man-to-man. Man-to-man on Tyreek with a safety over the top. Man-to-man. It's like a cover 2 man. Tampa 2. Man-to-man underneath the 2. So on this ball right here, it's tough. You don't want to lead him into the linebacker, but I feel like you need to put it a little bit further out. Put it a little bit further away from the defender. If you put it a little bit further away from the defender, maybe on the opposite hash, on the left hash, he may have an opportunity to come down with it. And that's the thing. When these guys are playing man-to-man, like they gotta run fast, right? And they gotta run fast, and they gotta be trying to beat their defender. If they're not beating their defender and he's hanging on them, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for them to make a play and catch the football because the defender's gonna be right there on their hands and their arms. And that's what Green Bay did. They made it difficult for us playing that man-to-man. Their guys can run too. They ran well with Waddle and Tyreek for the most part. I mean, there were some times they got beat, of course. But they said they were going to live by and die by it. This is a good ball in the window. And this is what Tua does well. Down the field, in a window, knowing where his guy is going to be, and makes the play. Does that really well. And we're almost done, guys. That's the crazy thing about this. This is the second pick, right? So miscommunication here. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what Mostert and him are thinking. Mostert is honestly, I think Mostert's a little bit caught off guard here. He's still looking down over here. Instead of looking at inside, he's looking down here. Maybe he's trying to see if he's offside or covering guys up, because we did get an illegal procedure at some point in the game. But this is that second, like, I don't know what Tua's looking at, because Tyreek is open up top. We haven't seen these routes develop yet. And let me see where the linebacker is pre-snap. So the linebacker's he's in the middle of the field pre-snap. He's between the hashes. Tua throws it right on the right hash, right to him. it's just an easy play. I don't understand not going to Tyreek right here. I don't understand not letting the play develop a little bit more. You had time, you didn't have to rush it. He was well protected. It's just a bad play. It's a bonehead play. It's bonehead communication, bonehead play. It's like sometimes you can't just throw the ball, and he's thinking he's licking the guy off, right? He's looking down here, right? Like he's looking down at a slant. But what he's not realizing that when he looks down here, he's bringing the defender straight to where he wants to go with the football, right? So linebackers thinking, oh, he's going over there with the football. I need to move towards that direction because I'm going to have to go make a play and tackle somebody. So he's bringing the guy right to where he wants to throw the ball. And he puts it right in this window. The guy's momentum is going that way, takes him right to the football, and it's an easy interception. Doesn't get any easier than that. That is a Christmas present. And that's exactly what it was. That's a Christmas present, gift wrapped, thrown right to a guy. And like I said, when you look at his head here, head's looking this way, like he's going to throw it out this way, right? Taking the guy right to him, takes the linebacker right to him. He makes that play. It's easy pitch and catch. They do those all day in linebacker drills. Drop, get into areas, make a play. Throw in the flats. This is after 2 picks, right? 2 picks. The Dolphins have so far 3 turnovers, 1 fumble, 2 interceptions. Makes a play to the guy in the flat, Jeff Wilson Jr. Next play, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. You have Tyreek underneath with better position, better leverage, better position. The throw should be to Tyreek right now. Should be to Tyreek. 29 is sinking. He knows that, hey, I'm going to play the game with him. I'm going to bait him. I'm going to let him think I'm going with Tyreek. I'm going to sink on it and make the play. And it's a bad ball too. And that's the thing that bothers me about this. I don't know if physically he wasn't able, but it's a terrible ball. Even if he was throwing a Gesicki, that ball needs to be way over that guy and almost to the sideline. He throws it right outside the numbers. That ball should be on the sideline at the least. It was like, that's like pitch and catch, man. You threw it right to him. Second down, so you still had opportunities to go down the field, win the game, and just made a terrible play. No excuse for it. No excuse for it at all. You that's giving the game away. Gift wrapping it, giving it to him. Game over. Game over. So now you gotta see what I see. It was bad, guys. I mean, I didn't understand it for the life of me. I can't understand it. But let's see what happens, man. Let's see if we're able to bounce back, able to get back into it. I'm going to drop the link for a little bit. Let some of you guys come up, talk it out. Tell me guys how you feel about this. Are we done? Is Tua done? Like what is going on? Like it's been a rough go at it these past 4 games for sure. Teams just exposing us. And that's what's going on at this point. And we got to figure it out, man. I do think Teddy gives us a shot. I do think we can still win games with Teddy. Teddy's just got to lock in, man. And that's my thing with Teddy. He's a good quarterback, man, but just lock in, play some dynamic football. You ain't got to play crazy lights out, but just play like you know how to play. Like we've seen you play at times in his career. We've seen him make really good plays at times, man. We just It's gotta be better. Gotta be better. What's good? What's up with y'all, man? We still got 20 in the room. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Shout out to let me see who's in here, man. We got a little bit of everybody in here. Money Mitch, Anthony Manzano. Ask questions, guys. If you want to ask questions now, I know I missed some when I was doing film. It's hard for me to answer questions when I'm watching the film. But if you had something you want asked earlier, feel free to give me a shout. Just put the question in there. I'll be sure to answer them. So we had Cap in here, Ball Game, Clemente, Kenna Rankin, Danny Aguayo, Vaughn 954. What's good, Vaughn? He says, you. JC says, I can't believe we sucked the entire century. Yeah, so far it's been pretty bad in the 2000s for sure. How have we not won a playoff game in 2 decades? Pathetic, yet I still watch. WTF. Yeah, man. It's rough, man. Maybe this is a year. Maybe we get some varsity blues type situation where we have a backup quarterback come in and just play within the game and make easy throws. Like that throw last play of the game where we got interception, bro, just make the play to Tyreek. Give him the ball. Why go to Gesicki there? Anyway, that's what I don't understand. Why even try to go to Gesicki there in that situation? Because he's giving you shit about not throwing on the ball? Like, bro, I don't give a damn, bro. Get a ball to the $30 million man that catches the ball and runs with it underneath on the slant. It was wide open. Just give him the ball, dude. What are you? I don't understand this shit for the life of me. For the life of me. Question. This is a good question. Would you extend Tua if he doesn't come back? No, I'm not extending him. If he doesn't come back and he's done for the season, I'm not extending him. I just can't do it. Like I said, the best ability is availability. I can't do it. I can't do it based off the games you won and based off the games you didn't win. You haven't won a game in December yet. Like you haven't won games in December. I can't trust a guy like that. I'd be better off going to get somebody like Lamar. Shit, Brady come. I take Brady. You just got to protect his ass. But I mean, I wouldn't extend him if he doesn't come back. I can't do it. Just can't do it, guys. A-Rod, yeah, I'd take A-Rod because I think A-Rod would come down here and play with a chip. He played with a chip, and him, Tyreek, Waddle, bro, that shit would be dynamic. I don't care what y'all say. That is something that is just lights out to me. You bring Aaron Rodgers down here, and you get a feel for him. You get a feel for where he is mentally. And he's like, yo, I'm locked in. I'm ready to go. I want to get my guys out on the field right now. He's going to commit to being here for camp. He's going to commit to being around for the offseason. Bro, sign me up. Sign me up. He probably come out like a man rejuvenated, and he probably play lights out for us. And there's no doubt we'd be a Super Bowl contender in year one with Aaron Rodgers. It's just no brainer. No brainer. Trey says Tua will never be that guy for us, fellas. Sorry to say that. Availability is the best best ability, and Tua isn't durable. You're right. I mean, and I'm not saying he can't be that. He won't be that in the NFL. I'm just saying he hasn't been that for us. And since he hasn't been that for us, I can't even like get up here and lie to y'all and be like, oh, he's going to be around. He's going to play a full season next season. No, I don't know what the hell he's going to do. Because what he's shown me so far is that he can't play a full season. Can't do it. Right? You can't do it. You can't do it. Justo says, CB, how you feel about signing Jimmy G and keeping Tua next season? I'd be cool with that. I would be cool with signing Jimmy G. I think Jimmy G is a solid quarterback. He's not bad. There's other guys I like better, like Lamar, Brady, Rodgers. Kirk Cousins. There's a bunch of guys I like more than Jimmy G, but I take Jimmy G. Um, right now, probably over to it, and that's where I am with it. It's rough, guys. Um, Clemente. Oh, let me get Tony in here. Tony, what's good with you, man?
Hey, happy Merry Christmas, dude.
Merry Christmas, man. Happy New Year. Happy holidays to everybody.
Hey, CB, I watched the last 4 games. I think it's the last 3 or 4 games. I've watched
Yeah,
with Tua specifically his all 22s, and it
yeah,
seems
yeah.
like he's successful with in breaking routes going deep, but when it goes outside the numbers, he either severely underthrows the receiver, like you just said,
It's
or he
usually and
over.
Tony, you're right. But it's usually severely underthrown. Like that's my thing outside the numbers is if you're
His
gonna over.
intermediate balls he overthrows. Like Tyreek and Waddle have to jump to compensate for him overthrowing them sometimes.
Yeah, and I agree with that. But he's honestly, I think he's pretty accurate in the intermediate range. I think there are,
No, outside the
there's.
numbers. That's inside. He's
Oh, okay, yeah. Outside the numbers, he's just
that's
he.
it. That's those
I feel like
NFL
his
throws.
I feel like his balls, not no homo. I feel like when he throws outside the numbers, he tries to like compensate by throwing it a little bit high because he doesn't have that umph on it. He doesn't have that ball velocity where he
So
could
you think
just
he purposely?
punch. Yeah, I think he purposely throws the ball a little bit high because he knows it's going to sink on him. It's like when you shoot a bullet at a certain distance, right? Eventually, the bullet's going to sink. But if you have a more powerful gun, like a more powerful arm, and you throw it, the ball won't sink. It won't ever sink, and you'll be able to just dart it in there. He doesn't have like that Josh Allen type arm where he could just dart balls in there. So it's got to be high, and then it's got to come down to a guy almost.
And this is why it worried me a little bit with the Buffalo game, that it was gonna be windy. It's because he puts a lot of air underneath his ball, and that's not very conducive. He doesn't. What is it called? What's that ball called where it's just straight with no air, like you see
Yeah.
within
He
Aaron
doesn't.
Rodgers?
It's like a dart. It's like basically like a dart throw. Like he
Yeah,
doesn't have. I mean, he has it sometimes, but it's not just something he does
it's
well
not consistent.
consistently. Yeah. He doesn't have that flick of the wrist where it's just like boom, it's there, it's quick. And that's what guys like Aaron Rodgers has, Patrick
And
Mahomes.
what's his name? Herbert. Herbert
Yeah,
has that.
yeah. Just that velocity on the ball where it's just
Would you
easy
say
for him.
Tua's arm strength is similar to Dak, or Dak is a little bit stronger?
I think Dak has a stronger arm than Tua for sure.
Yeah.
I'd say Tua's arm is more close to like honestly, it's more like an accurate Steve Young, Chad Pennington, guys like that. And they call Chad
Jake
Pennington
Plummer.
noodle arm. They call they call Chad Pennington noodle arm, but he was accurate. He would get the ball there. He never was gonna like overthrow anybody crazy, but it's just
And CB, what you said when you were doing, he doesn't have that. He doesn't have the arm strength to lead the receivers, and that's why. This is why I wanted.
And that's why it bothers me too, Tony. And that's really what bothers me the most about Tua, is him not being able to lead receivers down the field. Because honestly, those are throws he made in college. Like this is my thing too. Like you can't tell me this kid didn't make some huge throws in college where he was like basically.
And we're realizing the SEC is not the NFL. Now we're realizing it. Like for me, I think the talent around him covered up his serious deficiencies and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's part of it, but I think Tua is still a good quarterback. He just doesn't have that arm strength, and I don't know if he lost it as a result of the injuries or what. But he doesn't have that torque that he once had. You could tell he just doesn't have it, and the balls he overthrows, he's like sailing them high. He can't really punch a ball in there. he's gonna be he's gonna be accurate. Like he's gonna get it there in a window. Um, but if he needs to squeeze it between two defenders and it's really tight, I don't think he has the option.
I don't mean to be funny, CB, but I think Tua would benefit from going to the AFL, the Arena Football League. That's his arm strength, to be honest. Those fields are shorter. Like
I'm not gonna go that far, but I do think he just doesn't have the ability to put the ball down the field like he once did, and that's a problem.
And this is an honest question. Let's say we can't get a bigger quarterback, a big name quarterback, like maybe give up 2 or 3 first round picks for an Aaron Rodgers. I understand he's older, or get a Lamar. Would you be willing to draft the quarterback in the 2nd or 3rd round, or
I'm
just
not doing
go with
that.
Skyler?
I'm not doing the drafting. Like we drafted Skyler last year. What's the difference between drafting a quarterback and drafting Skyler? Like if
Skyler's a 7th round pick.
I understand what you're saying, but a 1st round pick is going to come in here and make the same mistakes that Skyler's going to make. I mean, and that's the thing. Like with a rookie quarterback, you're always going to take lumps. I want a guy who's proven, somebody you can plug and play in the system. If you go get a drafted guy, you're really wasting Tyreek, you're wasting Waddle, you're wasting Chubb, you're wasting another year.
If you draft the guy with a strong arm like a Djokovic from Boston College, like a big body quarterback like that.
But even still though, you still get a guy in here who just doesn't know the system, doesn't know NFL speed. He's got to catch up. He's going to probably lose you 2 or 3 games right off the strength of just being a rookie. Like, so I'd rather have a guy come in here just who knows.
So you don't think a rookie quarterback would be like a Burrow or a Herbert, where they were winning games?
No, I don't think in this system a rookie quarterback could just come in and like dominate. I think they could be sufficient, but I don't think they could come in and be the Burrow or anything like that. And we don't have any high draft picks anyway, so it's kind of like, how are we going to get a guy like that?
No, a 2nd round pick. Like, we can waste our 2nd round pick unless you want to just draft a linebacker or something like that. Is what you want to do.
Man, I wanna draft a linebacker or a corner and get a quarterback.
Be willing to double down on the corner position?
At this point, maybe yeah, because Byron's not playing. X isn't playing good football.
Cater's
the best guy we got right now.
Yeah,
I think Cater's playing the best.
For me, Cater, to be honest, I'm not bashing the kid, but I think he's going to be an elite slot corner. I don't think he's a guy that stays on the boundary and stuff like that. He's more of a slot.
Let me take some of these comments real quick. Cat for Life says, definition of insanity if you decide to give this guy a 5th-year option. You people do realize we're in the 3rd year with him and we're about to have the same injury-prone outcome. Wake up, please, everyone. Yeah. Like, people got to wake up a little bit on that because the injuries do pile up. You can't give a guy like this another year if he doesn't finish out the season. I mean, it's just not smart. It's not a good business decision.
And CB, I say this, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Our front office and our ownership has done this with the quarterback position, with a Tannehill or a.
Well, that's not necessarily the case. See, what they've done in the past is typically try to get a quarterback and then they put like half-ass weapons around him. Now we have a quarterback who has much better weapons around him, should be winning games with the weapons, and he's not making some of the plays he needs to make in order to win the game. I understand our defense still isn't good. Our defense still struggles at times to get off the field. But this defense is good enough to win football games.
Do you believe this conspiracy, CB, that apparently Byron is staying out because he doesn't want to waste the rest of whatever his prime is with Tua? Do you think
that don't even make sense, man. Byron just wants to get paid, and the Dolphins aren't willing to pay him, so he's gonna sit his ass on the sideline. Like, that's what that is. Real quick, let me go to this comment by AB. AB says, if Tua is concussed, I'd rather draft a QB in the 2nd round and have them all compete next year with Skyler. I'm not.
Or
I'm not with the drafting, but if y'all want
no,
to
no.
draft, y'all can
What I
draft.
can do, I mean, this is why I'm saying I don't care what we give up, but I'll be willing to give up 2 first round picks, for 2023 and 2024 and 2025 for an Aaron
Man,
Rodgers. Then
we don't even got no first rounders. Then well, shit, we got first rounders in 2024, 2023, bro. Like
no, we
honestly,
have one. We don't have any for 2020. Three we have for
yeah.
2024, 2025. That's what I'm saying.
I'm
We
not willing to mortgage my future for for a rookie quarterback who we don't know. The draft is literally a
no,
crapshoot.
I'm saying get
Uh,
Aaron Rodgers and draft
oh
a.
yeah. Oh okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'd be willing to do that if it's Rogers. Shit. And that's what Samoan said. He said Rogers would be so excited with weapons, he probably won an MVP and shit. And when you got Tyreek and Waddle and Gesicki and all these guys on the roster, Aaron Rodgers would gladly take his ass down here to the Sunshine State and get out of Green Bay and make it and make his last 2 years probably his most
But the
you
issue
know
with Aaron,
his most
this is an
tremendous.
honest question. With the issue with Aaron though is, I'm a big Aaron fanboy. I admit it. But the issue with him, he has an ego where he's already not listening. He the last 4 years he hasn't been listening to Hackett or what's his name,
Oh
Lafleur.
well, yeah. Aaron Rodgers is. I think he's kind of just to the point where he's fed up with them dudes, anyways. Just fed up, and
No, but no, this is
sometimes
even
you outwear
before.
your, and this is the case. Sometimes you outwear your welcome, and he just needs a change of scenery because right now it's just chaos up there.
Do you
And
think he wouldn't
they're
want to
still
follow?
winning games.
No, this is an honest question. Do you think he really wants to follow a Tom Brady going down to Florida to play the rest of his career, or do you
I
think
don't.
he would go
I
to?
don't think. I don't think it matters to him. Honestly, I think Aaron Rodgers is the type of guy where wherever the opportunity is, he's gonna go. I don't think he cares about Tom Brady or anybody. He just wants to go somewhere and win.
If Tua,
Um,
let's say Tua decides to retire, CB, hypothetically, let's say the young kid decides to make the smart decision and retire. Do you think he ends up? Do you think him being uh he ends up transitioning to becoming a position coach like a quarterback coach and like going back
nah,
to college and being in
I,
like a an
I doubt it.
analyst?
I doubt it. I just think if he was to retire, I think we probably won't see him again. I think he'll be in Hawaii somewhere, kind of like Matateo is, just enjoying life away from football or enjoying his family. I doubt we see him in a coaching role or anything. There's just honestly it's embarrassing if you go out of the league like that. So it's kind of hard for people to just stay around and because
No, not
people are
necessarily
talking
because
about
you.
people are
No,
talking
not
about you
necessarily.
behind your back. They're saying he wasn't durable enough. They're saying like, come on, man. People gonna give him hell. You know what the deal is, Tony. Like, if he was to quit tomorrow and say I'm done with football, people would laugh in his face. They would say you're a joke, like you're a bust. That's what they would call him. Like,
No, the reason why I'm saying this is not at most of the quarterbacks, most of the quarterback coaches that are in college and the pros weren't really good quarterbacks. Jordan Palmer wasn't really a good quarterback in the NFL, really. Uh, and that's what I'm saying. He could be a great quarterback coach. To be honest, that's what I'm saying.
nah, I don't think so. I don't think he's a coaching type. I don't think he has the personality to be a coach.
No, you think he's too his personality is too laid back for that?
Yeah, too laid back, too quiet, too reserved. I feel like coaches are a little bit more engaging, more in your face.
Not
You know,
necessarily. Not every coach.
more teaching, more teaching. I don't think he's a teacher type. That's just how I
Do
feel
you
about
think that's the reason why super? This is an honest question. As a football fan in general, do you think that's why you think the superstar quarterbacks like a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady or an Aaron Rodgers or someone like that wouldn't do well or Dan Marino would do well as a quarterback coaches because their egos wouldn't allow them to be teaching these kids and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think sometimes superstars think that shit just comes easy because it came easy for them. So that's like Michael Jordan trying to coach. Like the things you did, Mike, these kids can't do. They can't, you
I
know,
think that's it's funny.
I think that's
Gr-
part of I
Great,
think that's
great.
part of it.
In baseball, you see that more. The great coaches, the great players can transition to becoming great coaches and stuff like that. But you don't see that in other sports. Why is that? Is it because
Yeah.
baseball is completely different compared
Yeah,
to
I think
like
it's
football?
I think baseball is completely different. But I mean, that's a conversation for another day. I just let me get to some of these comments real quick. Charles Bradley said the hip injury probably took the power away. I agree with that. Tua's kind of looked like a shell of himself since the injury. Like he can still make throws, but he just doesn't have that power that he once had.
For me,
Let me
even with
let me
his fully
let me
healthy hip, CB,
yeah.
even in college, even with his hip fully healthy, I noticed he sometimes even underthrew balls in college, even with
Hmm.
the hip hip fully healthy. So it really,
And
to
I
me, it
think it
really did
was
make a difference.
and I think it was a thing of just him wanting to put the ball on the guy, right? And
Instead of
in college you could do that because literally your guys are running past people off the line of scrimmage. You're throwing it to you could throw it short and they still score a touchdown. You really can't do that in the NFL, and that's the difference. You got to put the ball out there, and he's just not putting it out there. Darth Vader, oh damn, I just put him on and he jumped off. So that's my thing too. Is just he's not letting the ball. He's not letting it rip, man. And that's the thing with Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers. They'll let it go, and they'll let it go, and they ain't worried about overthrowing it. They'll get it to
the
that
issue with
spot.
I understand the Lamar thing, but he has his arm. He has the inconsistencies that Tua has too with the
Yeah,
deep
yeah,
ball.
yeah. But see, he does have inconsistencies, but these weapons make up for some of those inconsistencies, and that's what Tua's not doing. He's not he's not really utilizing these weapons to maximum capacity.
And are you
Like some
worried
of
if we bring Lamar? Let's say we bring Lamar, like for
okay.
in free agency. Are you worried that McDaniel might switch the offense completely up and have a read option or like
No,
an
I
RPO?
think it'll be similar to what we're doing now, honestly. So I think it'll be similar, mixed in RPO, sprint out, screen game. Um, it'll be a
But
lot of
not the rushing,
slanting
all the rushing you see
windows.
with Baltimore.
See, that's the thing. Yeah, it won't be all the rushing, but the thing is, some of these plays when they're breaking down right now, Lamar would take off for 20 and 30 yards, and it would be the difference in the game. So I think if Lamar was in this offense right now, we'd probably be undefeated, bro, because it's just a different dynamic when you have a guy who's that dynamic with his feet. I don't think anybody would be able to play us like they're playing us right now with Lamar on the field. I think the linebackers would have to play up. They wouldn't be able to sit in these windows. And that's what you got to understand about the game. Like we talked about the linebackers getting deep drops and closing windows. They can't do that if Lamar is on the field. Lamar will take off and eat up 30, 40 yards easily, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
it
have a
just it
comparison
becomes
for
a lot more
Skyler.
becomes a lot different. And I know you have comparisons for everybody, Anthony, but like let's who you comparing Skylar to?
He reminds me of he's a more mobile with the same arm strength as a Kurt Warner. More mobility, a more mobile Kurt Warner.
Man, he ain't no damn Kurt Warner. Skylar ain't did shit yet. Like
No, I'm
if
talking about the way he plays.
all right,
When
so
you look at
let's see him play. I haven't seen Skylar really play well yet.
no,
So
when
I
you
want to
see his no, when you see his tape coming out of college is what I'm saying. He reminds me a little bit of Kurt and stuff like that.
we'll see, man. We'll see. Hopefully his Skylar gets an opportunity soon. I think Teddy should be the guy and should get the opportunity to lead us into the playoffs and play a playoff game. If Tua doesn't play, but we'll see. We'll see. Shout out to everybody in the room. We got 25. Hit the like for your boy. We got G in here. G says Tua Leroy more like Colt McCoy. Yeah, man. Hey, and honestly, he made some plays, but he just made some bonehead plays. And the bonehead plays, they kill you. They kill you. You can't make plays like that, man. And can't make plays like that. You got, and look at the first half he had. First half was crazy. First half was crazy. Played well, and then he comes out second half and just to dud. Shake, what's good with you, man? How you feeling?
Oh, another beautiful day in Zamunda. You know how it is.
Oh yeah, you already know what time it is, man. What's up with you? How you feel about the game, man?
I was at my mother-in-law. I was at my in-laws' house, and they're from Wisconsin, so you know how I felt about the game.
Oh my gosh, that's that hurt, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Paul McIntyre says Tyreek will request a trade if we got Lamar. Why? He doesn't like Lamar?
Oh.
Is there something personal with Lamar and Tyreek? I don't think so. I would hope not.
Well, you know, it's funny enough. I heard what you're saying about. I would have been here sooner, but I had a phone call. But one of the reasons why they were moving on from Jimmy G is because he only had one healthy season since he was they acquired him. And it wasn't because of Jimmy G's play; it was because he wasn't playing full seasons.
Exactly, and that's what you're looking at. You're looking at kind of the same situation that Tua was in. Tua's in right now. Like Jimmy G just not playing full seasons, not being available. And now Tua's staring down the barrel at the same situation and trying to, bro, he only has 2 games left to figure it out. And I think if he doesn't play these 2 games, then he probably won't end up being our quarterback, man, next year. Because that's a hard pill to swallow when you're out, 5 games in a season and you lose, 5 of the ones that you play or 4 of the ones that you play. It's just tough, man. It's tough. So, and yeah, man, the fans do want Tua gone now. It's kind of sad, man. I really want the kid to succeed, but he's just really putting himself in a bad situation. Yeah. And if he doesn't play this week and he comes back next week or leads us to the playoffs, things may change. But as of right now, man, it's just hard to see. Like I'm looking at the end of the tunnel, and I don't see Tua taking us to the promised land like I thought he would, man. And it sucks because the kid has the ability. He's just not making the right plays on the field, man. And it sucks. And I don't know if it's a Mike McDaniels telling him to throw the ball to certain areas or what, but it just looks like he's not doing a good job of reading what he's getting and making the adjustment.
And let me tell you something real quick, too. And I'm not making excuses for Tua. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, a good, like you said about with Josh Boyer, the same thing with the head coach. The head coach knows that every quarterback has limitations. I don't care who they are. Whether it's Lamar Jackson, whether you're Patrick Mahomes, whether there are certain things that not every quarterback could do everything. And, no quarterback under the sun. It's the coach's job to tailor the offense where he could hide those deficiencies. And if he can't hide those deficiencies, then, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, when he gets another quarterback, someone like Andy Reid could hide those deficiencies. You know what I mean? Someone like the Bruce Arians could hide those deficiencies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think sorry. McDaniel is trying hard to hide the deficiencies. I think he's just limited. I mean, I think Tua's limited. Like, there's only so much he could do, and it's tough when you have a situation like that, man. You gotta be able to have you gotta put players in a position to succeed, And if they aren't succeeding, it comes down on you. You're the head coach. You got to make it. So at some point, it's going to be Mike McDaniel deciding whether it's going to be him who's going to lose his job or Tua who's going to lose his job. And I'm sure he's going to pick himself over Tua. And that's what I'm sure they're talking about right now. I'm sure they're having discussions about, hey, where do we see ourselves in the future? This guy has missed games. He's been hurt. He's played inconsistent. So they're looking at all of that right now. All of that is going to be essential for just kind of moving forward, man, for sure.
Well, at least they exhausted all the options,
Yeah, and I think and that's what I think they are doing, Shake. I think they're exhausting the options. I think they gave Tua a full year to see if he was the guy. I think that's only fair. You gave him a full season. He didn't, maybe he lives up to it, maybe he doesn't, but right now he hasn't so far. If he finishes these 2 games strong, we win and we get into the playoffs and he wins a playoff game, maybe you ride with him next year. If he finishes the last 2 and plays. But right now, if he doesn't play the last 2, I can't put him in there, man. I can't take the chance with him being the only guy on the roster next year. I'm going to at least get a quarterback, an established quarterback, to compete with him. That's the least I could do. Because at that point, I got to think about myself and my team and my franchise. I can't mortgage my future for one guy that I think can play an entire season. Like, that's not smart. Not smart at all.
I agree, and I think that's one of the reasons why they kept Skyler on the roster, because they know if they was to put him in the practice squad, someone's going to F around and take him.
Yeah, and I think that's part of it, man. Like, they knew Tua's been banged up at times. And Kimmo says, CB83 deep down, I know that Tua will be gone soon. If Tua doesn't play, he will be gone. Like, if Tua plays, it's a different story. But if Tua doesn't play, guys, these last 2 games, and let's say he doesn't play the rest of the season, I don't think he's going to be here. I'm just like, let's be real. Don't think it's going to happen. I think he may be he may be here, but it may be in a backup role. I mean, he may be learning from somebody. It's just tough, man. It's tough. And the crazy thing, this fan base, he said, with Tua gone, there's no more Captain American Civil War with the fan base. I don't even know that, man. I don't know that the next guy who comes in is going to have a fair shake. I really don't know. This fan base is so fickle, man. It's so tough to be like a quarterback in this fan base after Dan Marino, after all the quarterbacks we've had, the shitty quarterbacks. It's just difficult to do, man. So we'll see. We'll see. Irv is in here. Irv said, I would imagine this offense with Aaron Rodgers and Lamar Jackson with these weapons. Yeah. Honestly, it would be different offense. And I'm just being real with everybody at this point. With a guy like Aaron Rodgers or with a guy like Lamar Jackson, this offense would be way more dynamic. We'd probably be scoring 30 to 40 points a game easily, just because those guys understand they can make their plays. And Tua's still young, guys. Like, that's another thing. He's just still young. He's still got a lot of learning to do. And he's got to stay healthy. That's part of it too. Got to stay healthy. Hey, this is a good question. Did we fail Tua or did Tua fail us? Ooh, that's a loaded one. Did we fail Tua or did Tua fail us? Shay, what do you think about that?
Well, let's see. We got him an offensive coach with a real a seasoned offensive quarterback. The weapons, we improved the offensive line, so I don't think we failed him.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think we gave Tua an opportunity to really go out. I mean, NFL roster, offense is never going to have everything you need. It's just not realistic in today's NFL. There's always going to be holes.
Not gonna get another Alabama offense. Sorry.
No, you're just not. You're not gonna get that here. You're not gonna get that in the NFL anywhere. Even Patrick Mahomes is back there running. He's back there running for his life sometimes. That comes with, the territory. Can you make the plays necessary to really be that dude? And he hasn't. And that's what kind of has bothered me, especially in these big games where you need to show up. He hasn't shown up this season. I don't even care about the previous year so much because he didn't have weapons. He didn't have the stuff around him. But this year, you have the weapons. You have some upgrades on the offensive line. You have opportunities to make plays, make throws when you need to, and you're just not getting it done. And that's, I think, what's so frustrating about it is that you've seen he has the ability. He's just not doing it. He's just not doing it. And it happens, man. Not everybody can be great. I wish Tua the best. Hope he gets well. I hope he comes back to play for us and helps us win games. But it's tough, man. If Teddy plays the next game and wins the next game, then if Tua's ready, I wouldn't even give Tua a shot to come back. I would still give it to Teddy. Because it's just like, bro, like you're missing games. You can't get into a rhythm. Like, just rock out with Teddy. It's going to take you time to settle in and come back. Teddy's already got the reps. I would just go with Teddy if Teddy plays and we win. Now, if Teddy loses the game, then I'm going with Tua if he's ready. I'm going with Tua if he's ready. But if Teddy wins the game, I'm going to just let Teddy rock out at this point. Because it's going to take you getting back into a rhythm, doing all of this stuff. It's going to be tough, man. So that's where we're at, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got 20 in the room. Jose Valdez, I'm going to address your comment real quick. He said this is his third year. The third-year evaluation is complete, and he can't stay healthy. So there's no need to talk about giving him a long-term contract. Time to move on. I mean, I can't really disagree with that until the end of the season. So we'll see. We'll see at the end of the season what ends up transpiring. Shaq Finn says fans want to blame Tua for their drama. Laugh out loud. Don't matter what QB comes, fans will fan. The only way is for a QB to come in and right away and win. Yeah, and that's what I was saying too. The Dolphin fans are just going to be hard on every quarterback that comes in. So the only way we're going to rock with a quarterback is if they just come in and be 100% winner and just basically go through the league and just kill it. Which is hard to do, but that's what fans want to see, man. Fans are fanatical. It's crazy.
And this is how the lens, and I've stayed consistent ever since day one. Like I said, my job isn't to, at the end of the day, the people in the office know who's playing, they see me in practice. So at the end of the day, if they put Tua in, they think he has the best chance to win. See, here's the thing people don't realize is the fact that I may want a guy, you may want a guy, but guess what? If that guy doesn't pan out that we want, nothing happens to us. We're still Dolphin fans. But Chris Grier, Mike McDaniel, whoever they put as quarterback, they have their futures and their reputations on the line. It's easier to say it from your chair where there's no consequences going to happen to you. But at the end of the day, Mike McDaniel has to live with his choices. So I have to respect what he does, bro. That's how
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. That's all we could do as fans is respect what our coaches do. We don't always agree with it, right? But they get paid for a reason. So I mean, they're getting paid millions of dollars to evaluate players, to put the right players in. So we just got to kind of rock with what they do. McBrown had a good question. He said, are we jumping the gun too early on this Tua situation? Man, this is tough. It shouldn't be like this for us Dolphin fans. And honestly, I agree with you in regards to it's a tough situation. and we shouldn't be put here. I agree with that. It's like, damn it, we got everything we need to go win a Super Bowl. The defense isn't great, but damn it, our offense could be dynamic if we could just get the ball to the right guys and run the ball a little bit better. Offense could be crazy, but we just aren't making the necessary plays. Like, we're making mistakes, we're turning the ball over. Like, the last few games has been nothing but like turnovers and just nonsense that we didn't do early in the season. Like, we go from not turning the ball over at all to now being a turnover machine, and you just aren't gonna win games like that. Like, in the NFL, if you're turning the ball over 4 times, you lost, bro. You lost the game. Like, ain't no you won or it was close. You lost the game, and that's how it should be. But we're losing. We're turning the ball over 4 times, and we're still in the game. It's crazy. It's like, bro, just don't turn over the ball. Score some touchdowns. And this is my thing with Mike McDaniel too. It's like, bro, we got to score some touchdowns early in the game, so we're not always forcing shit. Like there's no reason for us to go down there, get in the red zone 3 times and kick, or get in the red zone 4 times and kick 3 times, kick field goals. Oh no, bro, we should be scoring touchdowns. Like, I don't like your red zone offense has got to be better. You got to figure out a way to get into the damn end zone. It just hasn't been there. And Tua goes from being one of the best red zone QBs to honestly being one of the worst under Mike McDaniel. I don't understand it, bro.
And you know what's funny is, if you think about it, I just thought about it, is if you look at the last 3 out of the last 4 teams we lost to came from the Shanahan tree. LaFleur, obviously Kyle Shanahan, and Deuce Staley. Deuce Staley was a defensive coordinator for the Rams, so he understands that Shanahan offense pretty well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just like, man, we are beating ourselves. Like, the other team isn't beating us. Like, we're just beating ourselves, and that's what's frustrating about this, man. I appreciate you guys coming out. I know I've been ghost, but I've been traveling. So I went to Blue Ridge, Georgia for a while last week. So I've just been traveling. It's kind of hard for me to take all my equipment, my lights, all this stuff with me as I travel. My mic is on a stand right here, and it's hard for me to take the mic. So it wouldn't be quality. So that's why I don't crank up, just whenever. I might start doing that when I'm out of town, just, getting on the iPhone and cranking up. It's just, you never know, with the service and the spottiness, it becomes a lot, man. But I appreciate you coming out, Shake. That's always love, bro.
Yeah, for sure, bro. And like I said, at the end of the day, man, I'm not rat's off a ship. If Tua is no longer the quarterback on this team, I won't root for him. But as long as the Dolphins see fit to keep him in-house, there's nothing I can do, man. It's like trying to control the weather. Ain't no good me trying to control it. So I just got to roll with the punches, baby.
Yeah, got to roll with the punches, man. And hopefully they figure this out, man. And that's what I'm hoping. I hope they figure it out. I hope he's able to come back and play. If not, shit, I hope Teddy goes out there and balls out, because we need it. And I think Teddy has the ability to take us on a little run in the playoffs, bro. Anybody with this team, with this offense, can do some damage, man. You can do some damage with this offense. Just get the ball to your guys, Tyreek and Waddle and Gesicki, and let them go, man. And let them run and let them do their thing. So we'll see what happens, man. And keep me updated. Feel free to jump in the comments if y'all see something that happens or something y'all want to talk about. I appreciate everybody coming out. Shake, what's your final take, bro? Give me your final take.
My final take is, like you said, we have 2 more games for redemption. We're still in the driver's seat, and man, if we pull it off, man, these last 4 games will be forgotten, bro. Winning cures all. And fins
Winning
up.
does cure all. Winning does cure all, man. Fins up. I appreciate you coming out, Shake. Yep. So that's it, guys, for today. I appreciate you guys coming through. I'll probably crank up again later in the week. I know my Knowles play on Thursday. Cheez-It Bowl here in Orlando, Florida. I'm going to the game. So I'll be at that game on Thursday. I know we got a lot going on. Hopefully these Dolphins come to play this week. We got the big bad New England Patriots, and then we got the Jets after that. Hopefully I can get down for that Jets game. Hopefully it's a win this week, and then we're down next week for the Jets game. So hey, I appreciate all of y'all coming out. McBrown, appreciate you, bro. Great show, man. Much respect. 100 fins up. Appreciate y'all. Send this out to friends and family. Let them check it out. I'm a Tua guy. Guys, I'm a Tua guy. I ride with my guys, man. I'm wishing the kid nothing but the best. He hasn't been the best, but I'm hoping, for the sake of his health and everything, he gets back right and, he gets back on the football field. As a former football player, I don't wish, career-ending injuries, career-ending concussions on any player. I don't wish that on nobody, especially a young guy like him in his third year. It's a hard pill to swallow. So, like I said, I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys coming out. All the people in the chat, King Mill, Shaq Fins, Samoan Warrior, McBrown, 100 and Ty. What's good with you? Who else was in here? Trey was in here. Mr. Ballgame was in here. Who else? Jose Valdez was in here. Irv was in here. A little bit of everybody was in here. G was in here. Appreciate y'all coming through, man. It's all love. Hey, it's Fins Take with CB83. I love y'all. Be good. I am out this joint. Later.
Came from the bottom, that's foreign. I swear that I'm up for the sun in the morning. Oof, hey, I gotta flex. I need a Nike bag, give me the check. I need the money and power, respect, but I promise I'm repping the O to the dead. Hey, oof, I sold them out of my way. I don't got nothing to say. Now they can't run at my pace. Yeah, they know that we ain't the same. 402, we rap the game. I told them this ain't a game.